A very good evening from Super League HQ, as we have two massive fixtures for you to enjoy this evening. A couple of minutes late in starting, just as I was clicking through a few player options for you. So if you have joined in time for kickoff, please do go back and watch the silent 10 minutes, as there are more players, and there were certainly 6 or 7 that caught the eye on paper as being very good looking prospects for the Super League. But here we are, as I say, two fixtures tonight. We've got the one-off shootout that you can see on the screen between Churchtown and Hulls, a match I'm very much looking forward to. And we've also got the second leg of Devils versus Dudley. I've pretty much said hello to everyone I've seen in the chat, but Greavesy and Martin have since joined. Good evening, gents. Hope you are both well. I hope everyone's wives, girlfriends, and mothers, of course, grandmothers, aunties, and any other female relation that it so warrants has enjoyed a lovely Mother's Day in what has been another glorious day weather-wise. But really, we've all been waiting for this next sort of half hour or so to see exactly what is going to happen. As advertised, we were due to have Alf join us this evening. Fortunately, got a note from him about 5 minutes ago to say he wouldn't be able to join until 9:30 at the earliest. So it looks like it's me flying solo again for this one. If I'd had a bit earlier notice, maybe it would have delayed kickoff a little bit so that he could join. I know he'd done a bit of prep for this, but unfortunately, we'd already advertised a 9 p.m. start time by the time he let me know. There is, however, news, if you haven't seen it yet, that Team of the Season has been announced as voted for by the managers who submitted their nominations. For me, there's some big names omitted, as much as a few surprise players in there. Try to keep it to a generic Super League formation, which is why one or two players perhaps out of position, but they had the votes to warrant themselves being there. And I will just start with the announcement of Player of the Season, and winning it by one vote from joint second place players was Jens Jeremies. He beat off competition from Luca Toni and Maxim Sigalko by one vote to claim victory for Player of the Season. So congratulations to him and to Haggis, of course, who, it's the only bit of success they're going to taste this season. Team of the Season, surprisingly valid, been much worse in the past. It has, Martin, you're right. But I'm not sure. I'm not suggesting Jeremies doesn't deserve Player of the Season, but I would much prefer Player of the Season maybe to have at least qualified for the playoffs, would be my only suggestion. But he's certainly put in performances throughout the season that deserved it. Admin out of the way, let's get the action started with the game that you can see on the screen, Churchtown versus Hulls. Just a reminder, I'm not sure how big it's coming up on the screen. Good evening, Duggan. Welcome, just in time for kickoff. Match rules, so golden goal, extra time played if the scores are level at 90 minutes. Remember, this is over one leg at the home of Churchtown. This isn't a two-legged affair. Penalty shootout if the scores are still level. Again, 5 subs named, maximum 3 used. Churchtown keep with the same formation, but they have their preferred centre-backs back. Viali and Terry return. Hakan Mild keeps his place in centre midfield. Riquelme and Van Bommel will continue midfield, and it's the same trio that has been doing so well the back end of the season. Agahauer and Bruging supporting Hussein. Excuse me. On the penalties. We'll see. As for Hulls, just the one change for them as well. Liverani drops to the bench as a fit again. Candea returns to the starting 11. One of those, for me, surprise omissions from the team of the season. Been very, very good this year, Candea. So Jens will be delighted to see him back in. What this is clearly a match between two sides who. What's a fair way of saying this? They've had similar trajectories across the start of the season. I think Hulls' squad was expected to challenge and left it late. I think Churchtown's has surprised many in terms of squad ability, but certainly not in terms of manager ability. And what the likes of Stee has been saying about Dimble is now very evident to everyone else. I was all aboard Churchtown pre-playoff Sozians. Indeed, Duggan. But I think these two sides have probably, alongside Dudley Hill, been the best sides to watch sort of the last 10 games-ish of the season. And I was delighted to see both sides make the top six. And I suppose in a way it's just that these two battle it out for a place to challenge towards the semi-final, we'll call it, on Thursday. Any predictions, please throw them into the chat. We will keep the commentary on the fast speed so that we can digest everything going in. But let's kick off this game at the Dropping Well in Brisbane, Churchtown versus Halls Vikings, for a chance to play the loser of Devils versus Dudley. Churchtown starting the quickest with a set piece there, but the Halls keeper wasn't able to make the save. Terry holds up play, brings it forward. Now Vogel picks it up. Can be a sort of very early yellow card there. Crespo coming forward now, and it's Viduka. Gerard picks it up. McQuilmay takes control. We're a quarter of the way through this game, still 0-0. Both sides have had chances. Vogel picks it up, and Tamazin Vogel goes down. Free kick awarded Vogel. Gerard, free kick given, comes to nothing to Churchtown. Corner kick, and Crespo intercepted, and Churchtown maintain control. Camille picks it up. Brozak now. Certainly looks like the second half of this half, or the second quarter of the game, has been much sort of Halls dominated. Agahawa though coming forward, and Brujink. And still Brujink. Oh, but he puts it wide. Neil picks it up. Now for very much a midfield battle when you see the names in the text commentary. One last chance maybe before half-time. And it was Terry going on amazing. Brujink then has a shot from distance. It's well saved. And there is the half-time whistle. I'm sure both managers are feeling the tension already. I must admit, it felt like both sides had created more than the 2 attempts by Churchtown and 0 attempts from Halls. From the text commentary, but that's what the official stats say. Representative of what a nervy occasion this could be. Excuse me. Again, loser. This is last chance saloon for the loser. They go home after tonight, so perhaps not surprised to see both sides playing within themselves. The main culprits in the text was the really entertaining 0-0 45. That I agree. It felt like most of the names were the midfielders: Cambiasso, Mild, Agahawa, Brujink towards the end will get mentioned a lot. Similarly, when you look at the Halls players, Martin desperate for penalties. Some low passing numbers though from sort of the key central characters. Mild only 4 attempted, Agahawa only 9. Perhaps just not getting the support. You know, Hussein hasn't had any of the 2 attempts. Both have fallen to Brujink. He's clearly confident and informed, so Dimble won't be too disappointed to see him having the attempts, just maybe a bit disappointed they haven't created a few more. And he is reacting to what he's seen. Moving to Massey Central. Mild is coming off for Sean Davis. That's correct, isn't it? Yeah. As for Halls, unsurprisingly, Vogel has had the most of the ball. Most of the play does seem to go through him, but he's got the lowest rating at halftime with a 6. Not a lot doing for Brozak Viduka. working hard aerially, although not winning the majority of his aerial battles, unlike his strike partner Crespo, who's doing very well aerially. They seem to be getting the ball forward to their attackers, but maybe not in advanced enough positions that they can actually let fly, because look how many pass attempts they've had between them, 32. Over 20 of them completed, but 0 shots is a bit of a surprise. Just wait confirmation from Jens. A gap for Gerard, please, and swap with Stevie. So we are going a gap for this Gerard, and then swapping those two around. That's correct. So both sides making a change at half time and altering the shape slightly. So let's see whose substitute works best. 5 minutes played and 0 action. No, 10 minutes played, still 0 action. Coming up to the hour before Churchtown come forward, and it's Agahawa exchanging passes, and Hussein, and still Hussein, and they get the corner, which Okame takes, but is taken by the goalkeeper. Malevsky now to Ram Kandaya coming forward. Van Bommel picks it up. And now we are at the hour mark. Free kick now to Churchtown Riquelme. And Brugink, and it's a corner. Nothing comes of that. 20 minutes left plus stoppage time. 15 plus stoppage time. Very nervy game this now. You kind of feel if anyone was to score now, they've all but done it. And it's Hussein. Just before the final 10 minutes, and they come forward again, Churchtown. Now Hall's on the counter, maybe. It's Agahawa. Still Agahawa. And Davis, Van Bommel. Looking for Brugink. Chara gets in the way. We're into the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time. Are we going to golden goal extra time? 2 minutes to be added on. And it's Crespo, but it's well wide. And now we're into injury time. And Brugink picks it up. Intercepted, and Kandaya manages to get clear, but only for so long. Riquelme coming forward now. Davis looks up and Cambiasso's free. Agahawa, Van Bommel. And we do go to extra time. Both managers now consulting the subs bench again. Churchtown didn't actually create any attempts in that second half. Hall's created a couple, but not managing to get them on target. Hall's tackle percentage very, very low. They're only shading the aerial battle slightly. Pass completion between the two sides, very, very equal. Let's then have a look at Churchtown and look at that performance from Vialli. How crucial is it that he and Terry are back tonight? Not that the deputies did too much wrong last time out, but Dim will be very happy to see them back. The attacking players not really rating high. Their output's certainly a bit more in terms of passes, etc. But as we said, they didn't actually manage to create anything in terms of attempts in that second half. This is proper Liverpool Chelsea Champions League 05, 06, 07. Yes, I'm just hoping we don't get a controversial conclusion. Here comes mine again, the public demand penalties. Wait for Dimble to decide any extra time subs. Let's have a look. Oh, no, there we go. No change from Dimble. As for Halls, Sol Campbell, the pick of the players. Kandaya, as we expected, performing well. Vogel, still not excelling. Agat's come on and made an impact. Be interesting to see whether Ortega's thrown on to... But who would he come on for? I mean, Brozek maybe? Ghost goals plus ghost games. No, Duggan. Greasy's loving this. This is his perfect playoff fixture. And it is that change. Halls are rolling the dice. Brozek off. Ortega on. Now he's trying to get to Dimble's psyche. Salas wants on. Let's see if that substitute held anything from a Halls perspective as we kick off. And remember, it is golden goal. Brugink just wide. I remember the heartache of going out to Fulchester a couple of seasons ago, a couple of minutes into golden goal extra time. Agat coming forward. And now Ortega, but he puts it wide. Cambiasso tries to dribble. Campbell tackles, knocks Davis to the ground, and it's a free kick. Brugink deflects off the wall. and Halls withhold the pressure. And it's half time in extra time. Now, do the managers start to think about penalties and decide to bring on substitutes, maybe out of position, just to make sure they're on the pitch? Will Salas enter the fray? Possibly Alex as well, another attacking option for Churchtown. A quick look at the stats there. Tato bloody tense, Duggan fucking pens this. I know everyone's getting excited. Bag of coke waiting for Ortega if he gets the winner, says Greavesy. Campbell's screaming for Salas. As for Halls, they don't really have any attacking options, but would Liverani maybe be a preferred spot kick taker? I don't know. Dimble's still going no change. He's going to risk it, so Salas will not enter the fray. Just wait for confirmation from Jens. Everyone's feeling tense, and he's going as is as well. So this is short of a red card or injury. This is the 22 that are going to see this game through. And here comes Crespo. Still Crespo. Free kick given. Candea lines it up. Ian, this is horrible behind the sofa stuff. 5 minutes to go, and here come Churchtown. It's Cambiasso. And Hussein picks it up. And Campbell's booked. He was subbing Kepa on. Van Bommel's booked. Deflects off the wall. Malevsky now. Tomasi gets there. And the match goes to penalties. Wow. Strap yourselves in, lads. It's not going to get any less tense. Jens, if you would like to go with this set of penalty takers, or would you like to alter it? Nobody submitted anything penalty related wise. Duncan Class. We will slow the speed down one more. We'll go medium for the penalties, just to really build the tension. On the pen, says Martin. But yes, I will allow you to alter your penalty takers if you want to. I'd love to have either Jens and or Dimble on now to gauge their reaction. Crespo 1, Malevsky 2, Ortega 3, yeah. Viduka 4. Vogel 5. Candea 6, Gerard 7. And the rest can go as is. Interested to see where each manager falls. Game engine versus. I see. This is a discussion we've had. I know. I think it's Steve's very adamant one way. I would always be selecting who I trust to take the penalties. So there we go. So let me just quickly check that's right. So Crespo 1, Malevsky 2, Ortega 3, Viduka 4. Where's 5? Oh yeah, Vogel 5, Candea 6, and Gerard 7. What's the keeper, number 11? There you go. Okay, that confirms it for Halls. As for Churchtown, we can see Viali got man of the match. This is the selected takers, Dimble. Oh, Jens. You needed to do it all like in one. I'll see if I can go back and change it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I will try. Dimble, these are your selected takers. I had this a Halls win in the mock game. So will he stick with Hussein, Riquelme, Terry, Davis, Bruging, Agahawa at 6, Cambiasso 7. Wait for Dimble's decision. I'll try for you, Jens. I'll try. Dimble's got the notepad out. He's writing his 1 to 11. I'm sure he is. Although is Dimble not one that lets it stick with the keep it, don't like touching it? I thought that might be the case. So we go as is. Can I? Yes, I can. So Campbell 8. So where's he at the? Oh, it's changed again. Oh, for God's sake. Crespo. Malevsky. Ortega. Viduka. Who was 5? Vogel. 6 was Candea. 7 Gerard. Campbell 8 and Rungy 11. There we go. That should do it. So we've slowed the speed down one more. Good luck to both managers. It's been a very tense game, very even game. Let's see. Yes, that's what I've done. So let's go. And it's Crespo for Halls. And he scores. And up steps Hussein. And he misses. Halls have the advantage early on. And here comes Malevsky. And Khan saves. Oh, this is getting even more nervy. And Raquelme scores. Let's keep building that tension. It's 1-1 after 2. Ortega. Khan saves again. Here comes Terry. And Churchtown now have the advantage after 3. Huge pressure pen this for Mark Viduka. And he scores, it's 2-2. Up steps Davis. And he makes it 3-2. We are in to sudden death. Halls have to score. And Vogel must score. Here comes the run up. And he does score. Halls are still in this. All the pressure on this penalty now. Up steps Arnold Brujink. And Ranji saves it. Oh, it's finished 3-3 after 5. Up steps Candea. And he scores. Oh no, what's going to happen now? Up steps Agahawa. Pace puts over and Halls are through. Churchtown are out. Congratulations to Halls. Commiserations to Dimble and Churchtown. It's gone to the 6th penalty and it's finished 4-3 to Halls Vikings. Wow. Absolute scenes in that shootout. Well, indeed, I'm just looking at the reaction in the chat here. Duggan, Martin, Tato, I think you've all, after the discussion pre-record about how Brujink never even got nominated, and he's the one. I mean, wow. I mean, I know, I completely agree, Duggan. The 3 of them have been unreal. Sucker punched right in the dick, says Martin. I mean, there's no evaluation. The game itself was nervy. It was tight. It was close. There's not much to say. The penalty shootout was dramatic. It was tense. And in the end, it is Halls that continue their quest for glory. But I think the only thing that can be said is what an effort. What an effort from Churchtown all season, from what they were expected to achieve, to the start they made, to where they finished. It's been an unbelievable effort from Churchtown, and I agree, Duggan. He should be absolutely proud of his team there, and if they can continue to build on that in the close season, then they could be a real force. And there is Dimble congratulating Jens. I did see, Jens said earlier, sorry about that. It was an absolute lottery. But congratulations, Halls, who qualify for Thursday's semi-final, where they will take on the loser of Devils against Dudley. We'll just quickly click through this to get to the game. Here we go. So Devils go into it with a 2-goal advantage, but Dudley did score. Devils will be relieved. Churchtown are out of the mix there. Correct. Hodgie has said publicly and privately. Oh yeah, sorry, Jens. I'll go back and do that. I'll do that after. So Dudley did get that crucial away goal, and let's just remember away goals do count. So if Dudley win this game 2-0, they will qualify. So let's have a look at the team Steve has put out. and it heralds a couple of changes. Gladzy back from suspension. He comes back into holding midfield in place of Sergio, and Paolo Maldini comes in for Gareth Southgate. I do believe Steve mentioned that Mendonca was pushing for a start, but he's stuck with Mackay. Luca Toni in team of the season, as we know, as was Rustico, who plays. So both star men in the Dudley Hill team, and a relief for everyone that all the internationals are allowed to play after what was a worrying announcement that I did last night before hitting continue. As for Devils, they were hampered by the injury, another injury to Sowry. So Harry Kewell comes in to the 11. Not game had this Dudley to win by 1 goal. Thank you, Alf. Kewell comes in, and that allows Kesman a place on the bench. Other than that, it is same as for Hodgie. So good luck to both managers. Dudley Hill need to turn around a 2-goal deficit to qualify here. Otherwise, it will be them that play Halls on Thursday. And Mackay have an early chance, and Dudley get the corner. And it's Tony, and they scored early. Luca Toni, on 4 minutes, has given Dudley Hill the lead. And a yellow card handed out, free kick. Imar looks to deliver, but Addo kicks it away. And Mpenza scores, and there goes the away goal for Dudley. Duggan Devils will root for Halls all the way. Mpenza gets rid of Dudley's away goal threat. So now Dudley have to score 2 again. And here comes Mackay. Soroczynski picks up, and now on the counter, Imar with a weighted pass, and it's Henry. And they want a penalty. The ref says play on. Ferguson picks it up. Saved. Can't hold on to it. But Zanoni manages to pick up the loose ball. And now on the counter-attack themselves, Dudley. But they fail to convert. Here they come again, though. Lizarazu and Saviola, but Tony moves too early. Harry Kewell now coming forward. And there's another yellow card dished out. Kaladze now with the ball. It's with Mackay. And Van Bronckhorst. And looks to be end-to-end stuff. And Tony, well held though, by the Devils goalkeeper. Half an hour on the clock. Both sides attacking at will, it seems. And here comes Saviola, and Mackay tries his luck, and he scores! It's 2-1 to Dudley. And Steve's men are giving this a real good go. And here comes Tony, and Nestor's booked. Now Mpenza. He spotted an earlier incident. Ferguson was offside. 3 minutes to be added on to this pulsating first half. We're into those injury time minutes now. And there is the half-time whistle. Dudley Hill 2, Devils 1, 3-4 on aggregate. It might be pens again, Martin, if Dudley can score another goal and then nothing else happens in extra time. But there's a long way before that happens. Let's have a look. Both sides be very efficient in front of goal. Dudley creating 4, 3 on target, scoring 2. Devils scoring from 50% of their attempts as well. Pass completion very similar. Tackles 1 very similar. Dudley absolutely destroying Devils in the air. Maybe that is the route to go. Are they planning route 1 tactics? The continental long ball. Let's have a look. Muginello nipped for a piss. He's come back. He's missed 3 goals and like I said, a pulsating first half. Let's have a look then at the standout. Look at the performance there. I've had a lot of passing. Lizarazu as well, very busy. I'm just looking at the aerial battle. Luca Toni, unsurprisingly, doing very well. Although it's not as if he's up against any mugs in Nestor Montero, so he's performing very well. Roy Mackay as well, out to impress against his former side, and Steve going as is, trusting I think most would agree, his strongest 11. As for Devils, there's a mix of good and average within his performance. Thierry Henry not really emulating his attacking partners in Penza and Aymar. Steve pointing out Saviola's assists. Ferguson working hard. Well, I say working hard. His name come up a lot. He's doing well with his tackles. He's losing out in the air, and he's not seeing much of the ball, although he is retaining it well. Dyer and Kuehl look busy out wide. But again, Hodgie working nice, so not able to react to anything happening. So we go straight back with Steve going as is, and we kick off the second half. 3-4 on aggregate. Dudley need to score one more regardless. Here comes Tony going. Montero trips him, gets a yellow, and a free kick is awarded. And Ado takes it, and Maldini gets his head to it. But now Devils coming on the counter, and here comes Thierry Henry, but he blazes it over. Here they come again. But Lizarazu gets his foot in. Nesta picks it up, and now Kuehl and Penza's knocked over. And then get the free kick. Aymar steps out, deflects off the wall, and Maldini's able to clear. Now Luca Toni and Roy Mackay. Saviola. Kieran Dyer takes care of that one. And Lizarazu picks it up, and they just keep going for throw-ins, but now Devils get a free kick. Aymar takes it. Maldini heads it clear again. There is no substitute for experience, it seems, at the moment. Maldini playing very, very well. Now Kuehl from range, but well saved. We've reached the hour mark. Devils just starting to, flex their muscle a little bit, taking over a bit of dominance. Dudley not really creating anything for the last 10-15 minutes. But here they come again, and it's Luca Toni doing it all himself. And Montero's been sent off. Oh. Okay. I think Hodgie would probably do that. I think that's the fairest thing to do. Yeah, I think that's the fairest thing to do. Shut up, Mai. So, 25 minutes plus injury time to go. Dudley on the attack, and now Devils down to 10 men. Free kick deflects off the wall though. Can Dudley make the extra man count? Zanetti. And Kuehl's booked. Ado sends over the free kick. Kaladze. There's Maldini and Saviola. They're all lining up. Saviola. Ferguson gets in the way. Aymar coming forward all on his own now. And Aymar scores! A solo effort from Aymar, who's 5th of the season. And that all but does it for Dudley. You feel they now need to score 3 goals in the remaining 20 minutes. And what a sucker punch that is. And Penza's effort going way wide into the final 10 minutes now. And Dudley just can't get anything building. Aymar with another attempt there. And more tackles being won by Nesta, working very hard. Now Kuehl comes forward. And Rustico's been sent off. I agree, Doug, and Devils do look better with 10. Steve, for what's left in the game, are you going to risk one at the back? I mean, it's not really a risk now. You can't really afford to take any attacking players off and hope. Mine's calling for Swan. Yeah, Maldini centre. I thought that might be the case, mate. You've got nothing to lose at this stage. 5 minutes to go. Dudley still need to score 3. Now it's 10 versus 10. Saviola exchanging passes with Tony. Maldini still has it. And still Maldini. A marauding run. The one centre-back decides to run forward. There's the final whistle. Another entertaining and at times excruciating for those emotionally invested game. Dudley Hill have done themselves an absolute credit there. They give it everything, but Devils were just too strong and go through 5-3 on aggregate. Congratulations to them. They go straight to the final. but it's not over for Dudley Hill yet. They will get another bite at the cherry as they go 1-on-1 with Halls on Thursday night for a place in the final. As you can see, their attempts on goal very similar. Devils did just start to still a good shot though. Devils did just start to assert a bit of dominance, and as Duggan said, I thought they looked very, very good and much more. They look much more threatening actually with 10 men. Let's have a look then at the Dudley Hill stats. Second place is often the place to be. Correct. I want it from there. Look at those stats. I mean, Luca Toni, man of the match. No one rating below a 7. No, Ian, no, he's not out. Everyone forgets they get another go at it, no matter how many times we say it. Zanetti and Lizarazu worked very hard out wide. I mean, they would do up against Dyer and Kuehl. Eric Adams, look how many passes he's done. I mean, there's quite a few wasted there, but he's also worked very hard in terms of tackles. I think maybe he deserved slightly higher than a 7. I think that's pretty much a fair sum up. Roy Mackay dropping to 67 fitness. Interesting to see if that's an injury or just the work rate. His name did crop up a lot in that second half. As for Devils, I mean, you look at it ratings wise, and the individual players have not rated as highly as Dudley Hill. And I think that's great credit to Stee and his side, and proof that if they're able to get through Halls in a one-on-one game against Devils, I think Dudley Hill could beat them. Dragons got smashed off Devils, beat Burn, then got bombed to bits off Devils. So there'll be much there for Hodgie to consider, but he now knows he will be in next Sunday's grand final. I'm hoping his life commitments will allow him to be on comms. Normally, both managers that make the final are available for comms, so hopefully that will remain the case. But again, Dudley Hill versus Halls on Thursday for a place to meet Devils in that final. So congratulations to Halls, congratulations to Devils, commiserations Churchtown, who are now completely out, and it's not, in the words of Del Boisty, it's not goodbye, it's just bonjour for the time being. But we will see you again, as I keep saying, on Thursday, and you will certainly have another good go at it. Thanks everyone for joining me. Oh yes, player ratings. Before I go, just as I remember, Jens's comment comes up in the chat as well. Here you go, sir. Let's look at the individual stats for you as well. Yes, I know, Jens. Yes, I know. So here are the Hull stats from their game. In fact, let's also bring up the match stats as well. We did get a brief look at these, didn't we? So the Hull stats, Campbell and Kandare remain the pick of the bunch, really. A lot of 7s littered throughout. Even Vogel managed to up his rating from a 6 to a 7. Ortega not really having the impact required, but he did only come on in extra time. As for Churchtown, we noted when it was time for the penalties, Vialli got man of the match. And look how hard him and Terry worked, because Terry himself got a 9 out of 10 rating. It's Masi Cambiasso as well. Very impressive in the holding midfield roles. So that's it. Campbell and Viduka unavailable. So that concludes tonight's action. Thank you very much for joining me. If anyone would like to sign up for co-coms for the Dudley versus Halls game on Thursday, then let me know. Packs will go out tomorrow for it. Actually, you know what? I might just stay on and do them now and send them over tonight. To be fair, I'll take a quick 15-minute break and go and finish doing some live stuff, and then I'll get on that. But until Thursday, a very, very good night.